So I am working on this 5.5 gallon tank, doing a water change. It looked pretty dirty. I also went ahead and trimmed all the hair grass just to, some of it looked dead. I mean, a lot of it is dead, but a lot of it is also growing. If you can see right here, there is a runner. 5 new pieces of hair grass coming in, and that is awesome. I am about to vacuum out all the dead stuff, but I just wanted to give y'all a quick update on this tank. So about 4 days ago, I was looking in here and I saw a snail. And I was like, how the heck did a snail get in here? It went from not having anything to a snail about that size. It wasn't this guy, but it was that size of snail in this tank. Now obviously it was in here, but I just didn't see it. But these snails are growing so freaking fast. And now it is about this size. So that snail is growing really fast. Now 3 days ago I only saw 1 snail in here. And then about 2 days ago, I pulled out 2 more snails in here. Now the snails are from the plants. I ordered these plants online and they came from tanks with snails in them, and the eggs stick to all the plants. You throw the plants in your tank and then you're throwing the eggs in your tanks as well. Now I don't mind the snails. I think they're pretty cool. It's just more life inside the tank. So there is 3 snails in this tank right now. If you can see all the algae right here, that is because this light is way too low. I need to higher it about a foot above the tanks and we won't have the algae problem. But again, I don't mind the algae right now because the snails are feeding on it. There's a big snail in here somewhere that I found today. There's probably more too. I just haven't found them, or they just haven't hatched yet. But I was looking at this tank today and I found a bunch of eggs just sitting on the glass. So that right there is what snail eggs look like. And we had that all over every side of the tank. Now, here is a little bowl. So I googled it and it said you can move snail eggs. So I got a razor blade and scraped them off. And I got about 4 bundles of snail eggs in here. I'm still gonna scrape off the ones that left in here. I just wanted to show y'all on camera before I took them all out. But just this one little sack or whatever it is right here has like 50 eggs. That's a lot of snails. So I don't want all of these tanks to have a crap ton of snails. I do want snails in here, but I want the big snails in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw all the snails I see into this tank right here. I'm gonna take these 2 goldfish out, throw them in here. And this tank right here has a crap ton of leaves and algae for these snails to eat on, which is probably why the snail in this tank is so freaking big. Also, I'm not sure what kind of snails these are. If you guys can leave a comment and let me know, that would be awesome. God, that guy's getting so big so fast. I've only seen these guys for like a week and they're already getting so big. So there's probably over 100 snail eggs in this bowl, and I got more in here to pick out. So that's how that's going. Hair grass is growing runners. That's awesome to see. And this tank is just going nuts, absolutely nuts. All the roots from the floating plants are hitting the ground. Some of them, but yeah, it just looks so insane in there. So I'm gonna go in here and clean that up, trim some of the roots, knock it back down. That's one bad thing I noticed about these 10-gallon tanks is the plants, they will grow super fast, or they will outgrow the tank really fast, and then you have to trim it. Short tanks, it's gonna happen. I would like to honestly knock this down a little bit. It's pretty high, not much room here in this tank, so I would probably take out some of that substrate at some point in time, but for now this is just gonna be the snail tank, so I'm not too worried about it. Anyways, quick update on the fish tanks. Just wanted to show y'all real quick. The 4 guppies are doing good. They got some color, a little bit of color. They're more black now, so that's pretty cool to see. But hopefully this girl, wherever she is, she's about to pop, dude. I did take out the other guppies. I threw them back in here. I don't know if it's dark right now. I don't know if you can see them. The female was about to pop, and I didn't want to set up a new tank just yet. So I just took the other guppies out and left the 1 pregnant guppy in here, hopefully to let her have her babies, give her some peace. Oh, there she is right there. She's hiding under the piece of driftwood right here, so that will just let her relax. The male guppies, they will chase them 24/7 non-stop. I actually lost a few pregnant guppies because of it, I believe. They were just too stressed out. I'm gonna do a quick water change on this one tonight as well. Fill it back up. Just fill that one up, no water change. I did the water change like 2 or 3 days ago, so it'll be okay. But since she's probably about to have babies, we'll make sure the water is nice and good for her. I am going to dump these eggs into this tank here. I need to get these goldfish out first so they don't just eat them. This will be the new snail tank. There's gonna be a bunch of them too, so it's gonna be kind of crazy. All right, dudes, y'all ready for a new home? I just found 2 more bundles of eggs. Holy crap, man. No wonder snails take over a tank. They lay so many eggs. Alright, so I got these snails from the other tank in here. Also went ahead and grabbed this whole plastic tree that was in there because that whole thing might have some eggs on it as well. So hopefully I will have all the snails into this tank right here. I should probably check this tank for eggs because I threw a bunch of plants in here. Alright, so I got these snails inside this tank here. There's one right there eating all the algae. And then I also got all the eggs inside of the bowl. Now, I kept them inside the bowl just to kind of keep track of them and be able to watch them and know they're in there and see how they grow. And I'm just going to leave this tank just how it is. All these leaves in here are full of algae, and that is a great snack for all these snails. So they will have food in here. Now I just did some research. I think these are bladder snails. They said they get about 0.6 of an inch, so not as big as I would have liked. And I just learned that they can reproduce or lay eggs with just one snail. They have both male and female parts, and they can fertilize their own eggs. Now, I didn't really want snails, but I mean, they came with the plants and they're growing, and it's kind of cool just to see life growing in these tanks without me even having to try. So I am going to keep them, see what they do to this tank. They say they will quickly clean a tank, so we'll see how fast it happens. We'll see how these eggs hatch. It says it'll take about a week for them to hatch. If all these eggs hatch, that's literally over 100 snails. That would be insane. So definitely may be a snail problem very soon, but again, I'm going to try to keep it all to this one tank right here. If I see any in these tanks, I will move them over to this tank. Hopefully this girl has her babies, and then we'll have more guppies. But what I really want to have babies is a shrimp. I bought some cherry shrimp. I got 4 cherry shrimp in here and then 1 yellow shrimp or orange shrimp. It was orange, now it's yellow. I don't know what it's called. Petco didn't even know what type of shrimp this was. But I think shrimp are really cool. Me and my girlfriend have both enjoyed watching these shrimp in here, and it's just cool. So what I really want and what I wanted from the start was the shrimp to have some babies. And I finally see this shrimp right here having some eggs. I think shrimp need to have a male and a female. I don't think they can just reproduce like snails can. I'll Google it though. Let's find out right now. I'm gonna go Google that real quick. Okay, these shrimp are even weirder than the snails. It says, are cherry shrimp born male and female? Question mark. At birth, they are either no sex or they are both sexes. But as they mature, they become male first, then female later. What? It is insane how crazy like just fish, snails, and shrimp are. Me and my girlfriend were just having a conversation about this the other day. Like, we've learned so much in just the last week about all this stuff. It's kind of crazy. All right, there you have it. Shrimp are first no sex, then they're both sex. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird, but cool. So I guess all the shrimp I have now will become female and eventually lay eggs. That's how it sounds. Maybe wrong, but that's crazy. I'm happy. I've been waiting for these shrimp to lay some eggs or have babies for a while now, so everything's going good. We're multiplying what we first bought into multiple fish. Look at these little guys swimming around. I'm about to add more water to this. I got the sponge filter in here now. I just realized I was running the tank without a filter. Got the goldfish in there. We're down to 3, guys. It's pretty tragic. We lost quite a bit of the goldfish. But again, that's what they were for, setting up these tanks. Look how long that root is. Holy crap, that is insane. Definitely need to trim that, but let's throw it in here actually. Let's get a full on look at that root. I did just break it though. I broke it moving it into this tank, but not a big deal. I'm gonna have to trim it up anyways because that's just way too long. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. All right, guys, so I just got the light a little bit higher. It's not sitting on the tanks anymore, so hopefully this algae will die off. I did clean the Guppy tank, so that is algae free. But for the snail tank, it still has a bunch of that algae in there, but that's okay because obviously that's food for the snails. Now, it is looking so freaking awesome. It is so much brighter over here with the light being higher too, so that's good. Still need to build a rack, but I got all the tanks filled back up with water. Did some water changes. Got this guy filled back up as well. Ignore the mess over here, guys. Just did my taxes. Yeah, not fun. I hate taxes. Taxes suck. Anyways, here is the small guppy tank. Got that all filled back with water. It is looking clean again. Got this rock in here. If you guys seen the earlier videos, this rock was there, but I guess the air bubble underneath it blew it over, and it was laying on its backside. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw it in here. Mainly because these fish were eating all the live plants growing on this rock. Now, I wanted it to grow and be cool and keep progress of how it's growing. And obviously I can't keep progress if the fish are eating the plants. So I went ahead and just moved it in here in the small guppy tanks. Now the guppy may do the same thing, I don't know, but the guppies are small at the moment and it should be alright. So anyways, just wanted to show y'all the finished product of what I did today. Tanks are looking good. This tank looks awesome. It is so full of plants. Got the 3 goldfish in there. Look, man, I'm gonna need you to have your babies, alright? Alright? So I figured out what I want to do with these snails. So, since we are having snails, they're having babies. If you look back there, I don't know if you can see it. Tank's kind of dirty, but there is 3 more bundles of snail eggs. So not only do we have the snail eggs I pulled out of the 5-gallon tank, but they already had more eggs inside the tank as well. So there's gonna be a lot of snails in here. So what I'm thinking is I go and get a dwarf pea puffer, maybe 2 of them, and then the pea puffer will snack on the snails. But I did some research, and the pea puffers, they're mean. They will kill the snails even if they don't want to eat them. So they will eat what they want to eat and then just kill every other snail in the tank. So to stop that from happening, to actually keep the snail population growing, what I'm gonna do is divide the tank. So I'll have like maybe this much of the tank divided, and then I will throw all the snails in there. Probably keep a little light just in that back section of this tank, just to always grow algae. And of course we have unlimited supply of these leaves in my mom's turtle pond. So if I need more algae, I can just throw in more leaves. But that is the plan for these snails. Again, I didn't want snails, didn't plan to have snails. They just showed up with the plants. So that is the game plan. 2 little pea puffers in this 10-gallon tank. Now that will be down the road. I want to see, or at least get a bunch of snails growing. So also I need to still set up this tank. These tanks still are not set up. They look pretty cool. They're full of plants, but they're not cycled. Well, they're probably cycled now, but they're not scaped like I want them to be scaped. Still kind of working on this guy here. I just changed it out. That will be in the next video. But these tanks are just set up to get them cycled. I'll probably wait a few more weeks and these tanks will be super ready and cycled completely. And then I will actually do some really cool hardscapes with rocks, maybe some wood, and then all the plants around all that to make them look really cool. And of course, I said it in the last 3 videos, but still have to build the rack. Yeah, buddy. I took some plants out of here to throw in here, so it may look a little bit different. But yeah, that is the new plan for this tank. Again, I will have to add a ton of plants. Pea puffers love plants. They're very territorial, and they want to hide and have their spots. So we have plants. This tank here is all extra plants. Pretty much this tank right here is as well. Hey, quit eating that old shit. That is for a future video, or a future tank I'm setting up. I got that one here. Hard to see because there's so many plants, but that guy right there as well. There is a little hint for what I'm going to be doing for the next fish tank. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Different from all of these. So I will be setting up a new tank in the next video. I got 2 more tanks to set up 10-gallon wise. One here and then the one below it. I'm going to be setting up this one like I just mentioned, and then I think I'm going to save the last one for my girlfriend. She really loves staring at all these fish tanks. She loves watching all the shrimp in here, so I told her she can set up one. She can design it however she wants and I'll take care of it. But yeah, so one of these tanks will be hers. That's pretty cool. It's cool that she loves all the fish tanks as well. So we got the guppy tank, which eventually this tank may become a big guppy tank. Again, looks super cool. I really love that look. This tank is the extra grow out tank for plants with the shrimp. Cannot forget the shrimp. So shrimp, plants, a guppy breeding tank, and then we'll have the pea puffer and snail tank. This tank here is going to have some rainbow sharks, again, all of this will be changed out. And then we got the cichlid tank, we got the betta tank up there, which may change if once that betta dies. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. That is a 5 gallon, maybe a 6 gallon divided tank. So it has 2 sides. I'm just using one side right now for the betta. And then this 5 gallon tank right here will just be the grow out tank. And then I'm trying to grow out a carpet. So all these tanks are getting ideas of what I'm gonna be doing with them. So that's pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool, man. I'm stoked with it, happy with it. I don't know what fish will be going in this tank, but I'll be setting that up in the next video. So anyways guys, that is it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, they all disappeared. See that? See how quick they all vanished? All right, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.